Cruise news, a very popular cruise vlogger has experienced a social media shutdown. I'm going to get you the details on that. Plus, a large weather phenomenon will be impacting the Caribbean in the coming days. And there is loads more. I'm going to get you the top 10 cruise news updates to get you fully up to speed, and I'm going to get you the information fast. Coming up. Welcome to the Travel Scouts. My name is Jason and we are your cruise information channel. We get you the cruise news and information you're looking for quickly without wasting your time. So if you love cruising, consider subscribing. Let's go ahead and kick things off with number 1. Cunard Line has officially taken possession of their new ship called the Queen Anne. The Queen Anne is the first new ship for the company since 2010. However, Cunard Line still has a load of finishing touches to put on the ship in the coming days. This led them to cancel the preview test sailing that was scheduled for April 29th. The maiden voyage is still on track to sail from Southampton on May 1st. It will be a 7-night voyage going to Lisbon, Portugal. Number 2, 5 of Carnival Corporation's cruise lines have announced that they will be changing how they advertise prices later this year. This is something that cruisers need to be aware of. The 5 Carnival Corporation cruise lines that will be making the change include Carnival Cruise Line, Costa, Cunard North America, Holland America, and Princess. Beginning on July 1st of this year, the price that you see advertised for those cruise brands will not only include the cruise fare, but it will also include taxes, fees, and port expenses. This came about because a new California consumer protection law is requiring that those items be included in the advertised price. So those 5 Carnival brands have decided to go ahead and make the change for all sailings. Carnival Corporation's ultra-luxury brand Seabourn already prices their cruises in that way. And their cruise brands P&O and AIDA Cruises do not typically sail from California. So be aware of that change. It is yet to be seen how other cruise lines such as Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, and others are going to adjust to this new California law. Moving on to number 3, a weather phenomenon called a Saharan dust plume will be impacting the air quality and visibility in the Caribbean over the next few days. This comes about each year as storms kick up dust in the African Sahara and it is carried across the Atlantic Ocean. This does impact visibility, and if you have respiratory issues or allergies and you will be in the Caribbean over the next few days, you will want to be sure that you have proper protection and medications available. Now, one of the positives that will come out of this weather event is that it will produce some of the most beautiful sunrises and sunsets of the year in the coming days. Next, number 4, the Celestial Journey cruise ship collided with the pier in 𝗂𝗄𝗎, Turkey. The port of 𝗂𝗄𝗎 is located in western Turkey. It is approximately 8 miles from the ancient city of Ephesus. The incident occurred as the Celestial Journey cruise ship was attempting to dock. As it maneuvered towards the pier, it failed to stop, resulting in the collision. There was minor damage to both the ship and the dock, but thankfully there were no reported injuries. Then, with many of us flying to our cruise embarkation ports, some interesting news. Number 5, the list of this past year's busiest airports has been released. The Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport retains the number 1 spot with 104 million annual passengers. However, almost every other ranking in the top 10 changed. Here they are in rapid-fire fashion. Number 1 is Atlanta. Number 2 is Dubai. Number 3 is Dallas-Fort Worth. Number 4 is London. Number 5, Tokyo. Number 6, Denver. Number 7, Istanbul, Turkey. Number 8, Los Angeles. Number 9, Chicago. And number 10, New Delhi, India. Okay, we have 5 cruise news pieces remaining, including the top headlines of the day, but it is time for our fast mid-show check-in. In the last video, I asked how long you would like for your cruise ship to be at each port of call on average. We received input from about 3,000 of you, and here are the results. 7% of you said that you preferred for each port stop to be less than 8 hours. The majority of you, 72%, said that you desired for each port stop to be between 8 to 12 hours. And then a sizable portion, 21%, said that you would like for each port stop to be an overnight stay. Thanks for your input, and there were more than 1,600 comments as well with some great insights. Here is today's question. Thinking of flying into your cruise embarkation port, the question is, how long before your cruise do you typically fly into the port city? Do you typically fly in A, the same day, B, 1 day prior, or C, 2 or more days prior? Chime in down below with your input. We'll look forward to reading any of those comments as well, but now on with the cruise news. Number 6, the Icelandic port of 𝗂𝗟𝗄𝗎 has set limits on cruise passengers. 𝗂𝗟𝗄𝗎 typically receives around 250,000 cruise passengers each year. However, they have now decided to limit the number of daily visitors to no more than 5,000 per day. This will be put into effect immediately. The Iceland cruise season runs from April through September. The largest cruise ships scheduled to call on the port include the Norwegian Prima and the Norwegian Star. Number 7, Carnival Cruise Line is putting their foot down on unauthorized gambling on their cruise ships. This came after a passenger on the Carnival Luminosa reported an unauthorized game of dice with wagers taking place on their Lido deck. This was reported to Carnival Cruise Line brand ambassador John Hild, who out of obligation had to report it to the cruise ship for action to be taken. John Hild said in a statement, quote, "Gaming involving money is not allowed outside of the casino, and there are strict rules about this on every cruise line." Moving on to number 8, Princess Cruises has announced that the launch of their next ship, the Star Princess, has been delayed. The Star Princess was initially scheduled to launch in July of 2025. However, they have now announced that construction will not be complete for its July 29th maiden voyage. In fact, Princess Cruises will now have to cancel the vessel's first 9 scheduled sailings. And that leaves a new maiden voyage slated to take place on September 26th of 2025. Next, number 9, cruise availability for our friends down under is set to be reduced despite high demand. Cruise demand in Australia and New Zealand remain high as they come off a near-record season. This season, the major cruise lines homeported 13 cruise ships with a capacity of 39,640 passengers at any given time. However, that will change next season as the major cruise lines will only homeport 11 vessels and there will only be a capacity of 33,829 passengers. That is a near 15% reduction for the Australia and New Zealand market. So why is this happening? Well, according to industry officials, it comes down to cost and the complexity of regulations. The Cruise Line International Association Managing Director said, quote, "Cruise lines have spoken about the high cost of operating in this region and the regulatory complexities that make local cruising difficult. If Australia's government can't manage logistical and regulatory complexities, Australia's cruise capacity could be set to plateau." I definitely love our cruise community friends from Australia and New Zealand. I will keep you informed as I hear updates. Then number 10, a very popular cruise vlogger had his Facebook social media account shut down. Here I am talking about Matt from Royal Caribbean Blog. Royal Caribbean Blog is currently one of the largest cruise channels with over 313,000 subscribers. And they had a large Facebook following as well, but for some reason Facebook took their page down. Matt posted on his personal page, quote, "I lost everything. Last week, Facebook's algorithm determined the Royal Caribbean Blog page violated a community standard and they unpublished the page with no means to appeal it." He went on to say that he tried to get it back, but it does not appear that that will happen, so he is starting from scratch. And with that, Matt has launched a brand new Facebook page for Royal Caribbean Blog. So if you're a Royal Caribbean fan and you use Facebook, or you just want to go over and support Matt, I would definitely encourage you to do so. Okay, subscribe and turn the notification bell on to stay up to date with the latest cruise news and information. The next video, it'll be coming out soon, but until then, keep on cruising and we'll catch you in the next video.